Discover the touching journey of a shoeless girl, how one CEO revealed an amazing hidden talent. Lily woke up to the coolness of morning dew clinging to her small feet, the grass tickling her toes as she sprinted down the cracked sidewalk of her small Midwestern town. She loved this sensation. It was the only moment she felt truly free. But her heart weighed heavy with worry. Life with her single mother was a relentless dash between jobs, late-night dinners, and expenses that never seemed to end. On many mornings, her shoes remained lost in the chaos, just like many dreams she had sketched in her tattered sketchbook, hidden beneath the clutter of mundane life. With each step toward school, Lily imagined different worlds. She visualized the colors, shapes, and characters that leaped from her mind onto the pages of her beloved notebook. Those dreams, however, dimmed under the teasing laughter of her classmates. "Why don't you wear shoes, Lily? Are you too poor for that too?" Their words stung deeper than she let on. Yet, in her heart, she clung to hope, slipping into the depths of creativity every chance she got. Days turned into weeks as the annual art fair approached, a glimmering event that ignited a fire in her beaten heart. This was Lily's chance. But nervousness clawed at her insides. What if Miss Henderson, the art teacher, judged her harshly or made her feel small? The prospect drove fear into her chest as she bounced between shattered dreams and family duties. With her mother working late at 2 jobs, the weight of responsibility clung to her like a shadow. It felt as if she was caught in a tug-of-war between her passion and her reality. Just when Lily had begun to lose hope, Mr. Thompson appeared. His tailored suits stood as a testament to success, and the way he spoke came with the savor of confidence. He was there to promote a charity that provided shoes to kids in need, but as he watched the world around him, something caught his attention: Lily's unwavering spirit. He saw her sketching with raw emotion, pouring years of love and struggle into her art. In that instant, he recognized a spark in her that others had overlooked. A genuine connection blossomed between them, brightening Lily's world for a fleeting moment. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now, let's continue, but as the art fair drew closer, so did her struggle. She was torn between a desire to showcase her gift and the pressing reality of needing to support her mother. With a heavy heart, she took a step no one expected. She decided to sell her best drawings at the local market, her last hope to ease their burdens. Just as darkness seemed to swallow her, Mr. Thompson returned, revealing a surprising connection that shattered the barriers in her life. He offered her mentorship, a light in her dim world, igniting new dreams and aspirations. As the art exhibition loomed near, Lily stood at the edge of transformation. Would she soar as a celebrated artist or remain bound by loyalty to her mother? Her heart thrummed with uncertainty as she readied herself to unveil her world to the community. Standing before the crowd, she knew everything was about to change. Would she find the courage to embrace her passion? Or would the weight of responsibility dim her shining stars? Lily took a deep breath, her chest rising and falling like a wave. The art fair was buzzing with energy, vibrant colors splashing against the dull gray of the town's old buildings. She could hear laughter and chatter from the crowd, but her heart was pounding so loudly it drowned out everything else. This was her moment to shine, to share her art with the world. As the minutes ticked by, she felt the weight of the world on her little shoulders. Mr. Thompson had promised to come. The thought of him watching from the sidelines both thrilled and terrified her. What if he didn't like her work? What if the crowd dismissed her like her classmates had? "Come on, Lily. It's time." Her mother's voice broke through her thoughts, snapping her back to the reality of the moment. She pulled her mother closer and squeezed her hand. Her mom's face, lined with fatigue but glowing with pride, gave her strength. They stepped into the small section of the park set aside for the art fair, a sea of bright displays all around them. The smells of popcorn and cotton candy wafted through the air, mixing with the joy that bubbled in the crowd. Lily's heart raced, and her stomach knotted. She positioned her drawings on the easel, each piece telling a story of hope, struggle, and dreams. With trembling hands, she adjusted a few pieces, ensuring they were just right. The colors danced in the sunlight, vibrant against the backdrop of a gray sky. As people began to gather around her display, she stole glances at their reactions, trying to read their expressions. Was that a smile? A nod? But doubt crept in. Then, she caught sight of Mr. Thompson, standing at the edge of the crowd. He smiled and gave her an encouraging thumbs up. That small gesture sent a jolt of confidence through her. She could do this. Wow, look at this one. A voice pierced through her nervousness. A little girl stood in front of her drawing of a sunset bursting with colors that seemed to leap off the paper. Lily's breath hitched as the girl's eyes widened with wonder and delight. Can I have this? The girl asked, her voice full of hope. Lily hesitated, remembering the pain of selling her art just to help her mother. But then she saw the spark of imagination in the girl's eyes. Yes, she said suddenly, surprising even herself. It's yours. The little girl's face lit up. Thank you. She dashed away, clutching the drawing tightly, and Lily felt a rush of warmth flood her heart. Maybe she could share her art without losing herself in the process. As more and more people began to approach, Lily felt herself relaxing. Each conversation was a thread weaving her catch of dreams into the fabric of their lives. Mr. Thompson stepped forward, offering words of praise that made her cheeks burn with warmth. But just as the moment felt perfect, a familiar head of blonde hair pushed through the crowd. It was Sarah, the girl who often teased her at school. Lily's heart twisted. Would this be another moment of petty judgment? Look at you, Lily, Sarah said, her tone cool yet curious. You finally decided to come out of hiding? In that heartbeat, fear gripped Lily tighter than before. She had prepared for judgment, but could she face it? But then she remembered the little girl and the joy she had felt from giving a piece of her heart away. I'm here to show what I can do, Lily replied firmly, surprising herself with her strength. The whispers around her shifted as attention divided between them, and she faced Sarah confidently. Just when it seemed the tension might burst, something unexpected happened. Sarah's expression softened, and for the first time, there was no malice in her eyes. I think that's really great. Can I see your art? Lily blinked, caught off guard. Was this genuine? Would she find an unexpected ally in someone who once hurt her? Before she could process her thoughts, Sarah was moving closer, and Lily felt uncertainty teeter on the edge of possibility. What shift lay ahead for them, for Lily? What new adventure awaited in the vast canvas of her spirit? Would this moment carve a path to friendship or just further heartbreak? For a moment, Lily stood frozen. The crowd around her faded away, retreating into whispers and hums. All she could see was Sarah's hesitant approach and the flicker of vulnerability in her eyes. It was a look Lily had rarely seen from her classmate. Okay, Lily said, her voice barely above a whisper. She took a step back and gestured toward her art. These are all my pieces. I've been working on them for months. Sarah leaned in closer, her gaze shifting from piece to piece, absorbing the colors and stories that bled from the paper. The earlier tension hung in the air like heavy fog, but something else twisted within it, a shared understanding, perhaps? Wow. This one is amazing, Sarah pointed to a painting of a swirling wind through fields of wildflowers. It feels powerful. Lily's heart raced. It wasn't just the art that had caught Sarah's eye, it was a connection. Thank you, Lily replied, vulnerability creeping in. I wanted to capture how it feels to be free. The words seemed to hang between them. The crowd swirled around them, a kaleidoscope of faces and emotions. Lily remembered the little girl, her wide-eyed wonder, and the warmth that came with sharing her art. Would this be another moment of connection? It's really cool that you are here, Sarah said, finally facing Lily fully. I've honestly never seen you like this before. Like what? Like you're not afraid, Sarah admitted, her voice softening. I didn't think you had it in you. A knot formed in Lily's chest. So much of her life had revolved around the fear of being judged, of not measuring up. I didn't either, Lily replied, her confidence starting to build. But I think if you really care about something, it's worth sharing, even if it's scary. Sarah's expression shifted. I guess I never thought of it that way. I'm sorry for how I treated you. I didn't know. Lily felt a spark of something like hope. Was it possible? Could they build a bridge over the varied paths that separated them? It's okay. I mean, it hurt, she replied, honesty threading through her voice. But I think people can change. For a heartbeat, they stood together, two girls on opposite sides of a divide, facing the possibility of something new. Around them, the movement of the art fair sparked with joy and laughter, bright memories being born right as they stood in this tense yet promising moment. Just then, a loud voice erupted from the crowd. Oh wow, Lily! This is amazing! It was Mr. Thompson, joining the growing cluster around her. Your talent is truly shining. Lily felt a rush of warmth spread through her. The excitement in Mr. Thompson's voice ignited a fire within her that pushed away her doubts. But as she glanced at Sarah, that flicker of vulnerability returned. Do you want to be a part of it? Lily asked suddenly, her heart pounding at the rawness of it. Maybe you can help me with my next piece? Sarah blinked, clearly taken off guard. Me? Help you? Why not? You liked the art. I think your view could make it even better. Time seemed to stretch as Sarah considered the offer. The hum of the crowd faded again, and suddenly it felt like this choice could alter everything. Would Sarah leap into this unexpected friendship, or would doubt hold her back? As Sarah weighed her response, an anxious silence enveloped them, and all Lily could do was hope that this was the moment where their worlds could merge. What would Sarah say? Which direction would this unexpected friendship take? The art fair was alive with possibility, but so was the air around them, thick with unspoken dreams and fears waiting to burst into reality. Finally, Sarah took a deep breath, her eyes sparkling with a mix of excitement and apprehension. I'd love to. I've never done anything like that before. Lily's heart soared. Neither have I. That's the point. It'll be fun, I promise. Okay, cool. Sarah smiled, the earlier tension fading. What do we do first? Let us brainstorm. Lily exclaimed, her voice gaining strength. She grabbed a sketchbook from her display. The pages were filled with energy, bursting with designs and concepts that danced in her mind. So, I've been thinking about nature. Maybe we can do something that represents, like the changing seasons? That sounds beautiful, Sarah replied. The apprehension in her voice was beginning to lift, and Lily felt the warmth of their blossoming bond. Kicking off the creative discussion felt like tearing down walls. They tossed ideas back and forth, giggling at how wildly different their perspectives were. Sarah brought in her vivid thoughts on how to incorporate urban landscapes with Lily's natural imagery. They disagreed but laughed. They pushed each other's boundaries but felt safe doing it. Time slipped away. The fair buzzed around them, but it felt like they were in their own little world, nestled together in a cozy cocoon of creativity. Every now and then, Mr. Thompson wandered over to offer his encouragement, and each compliment felt like a heavy blanket draped over Lily's shoulders, soothing her insecurities. As they spoke, Sarah suddenly looked serious. You know, I never thought I assumed art was just for, well, talented people. I didn't realize how much of it comes from just feeling. Lily paused. That's the truth, isn't it? It's all about expressing what's inside. Something sparked in Sarah's eyes. Maybe I could paint too, you know? I mean, if we're collaborating, why not join in? Absolutely. Just have fun with it. We can combine our styles. With that push from Lily, Sarah's face lit up with excitement. It was exhilarating seeing someone embrace their fear, just like she had done in sharing her work. Yet, in the back of her mind, a small doubt still lingered. Was this new friendship too good to be true? Could they really overcome the past? Every laugh and every idea exchanged felt like a step forward, but Lily couldn't shake that gnawing worry. By the end of the day, they stepped back to survey their plans sprawled on sheets of paper and sticky notes, remnants of an extraordinary conversation. Lily, this was amazing. I never thought I'd enjoy art like this, Sarah admitted, her smile so genuine it made Lily's heart swell. They lingered for a moment, both girls caught in a whirlwind of emotions. It was all new, and yet, they felt the undeniable pull of connection like the threads of a tapestry coming together, stitching their lives into something beautiful. But then, just as they were about to part ways, Lily's phone buzzed. It was a message from her mom. A picture of her little brother, grinning ear to ear, standing by the front door in shoes that didn't match. The innocence of his happiness struck a nerve. Lily felt a wave of warmth, but also a surge of worry. What if her family didn't accept this change in her? What if Sarah's interest in art was fleeting? Everything okay? Sarah asked, noticing the shift in Lily's expression. Yeah, just family stuff. I worry about how they might react. Hey, it's your passion. They should support you, Sarah reassured her, a comforting hand resting on Lily's shoulder. A new thought sparked in Lily's mind. Maybe I should bring you over for dinner, then they can see the new collaboration. Sarah's eyes widened. You really think they like me? After everything? I do. Let us make this real. As the day faded into twilight, the promise of the incredible artistry to come hung in the air, mingling with their laughter. But deep down, both knew this was just the beginning. What if sharing her world with Sarah meant uncovering hidden truths about herself and those she loved? And when Lily stepped into her home next, would she find more than just acceptance? Would she find validation for the artist she was becoming? Lily couldn't shake off the lingering doubt as she walked home that evening. The sunset painted the sky in soft pink and orange hues, but inside her a storm brewed. What if her family didn't understand? What if they judged Sarah before giving her a chance? The image of her little brother, carefree and full of innocence, played over and over in her mind. She wanted to protect both him and the new friendship she was cultivating, but how? As she stepped through the front door, Lily was met with the familiar sounds of home, her mother's laughter, the clinking of dishes, and the gentle hum of her little brother, Jake, babbling about his day. Each noise pulled at her heartstrings, creating a warm yet complicated mix of feelings. Lily, her mom called out, her voice bright and inviting. Dinner's almost ready. Can you set the table? Sure, Mom, Lily replied, forcing a smile. She busied herself with the plates, her mind racing. What if she mentioned Sarah at dinner? Could she share her excitement, or would it lead to an avalanche of questions she wasn't ready to answer? Jake bounded into the dining room, his mismatched shoes clapping on the hardwood floor. Lily, look at my shoes. They're the best. He twirled, showing off his mismatched sneakers, one red, one blue. Laughter bubbled up within Lily. How could such a small thing make her feel warm and nostalgic? Yeah, buddy, they're pretty awesome, she encouraged, ruffling his hair affectionately. As they gathered around the table, Lily's mom began to ask about her day. The tricky dance of conversation unfolded, her mother eager to hear about school, Lily carrying the weight of her brewing revelation. Anything new, honey? Her mom probed, slicing into a roast with practiced ease. Lily hesitated. Actually, I've been thinking about doing a project with a friend. We want to explore some art together. Oh, art. That sounds lovely. Who is this friend? Her mom leaned in, interest sparkling in her eyes. Sarah's name hung in the air like a fragile thread. Lily took a breath. Her name is Sarah. We're combining our ideas. The words escaped her before she could stop them, and she held her breath, anticipation thick in her throat. Jake cheered, yay, art. Like painting? Can I paint too? I want to be an artist with you. Tension relaxed ever so slightly in Lily's chest, but her mom's expression shifted. Just make sure you're focusing on your studies too, okay? Art is nice, but it's important to keep your grades up. The reminder felt like a cold splash of reality. I know, Mom. I can balance both. Sarah wants to work on an interactive piece for the fair. Her mother tilted her head, studying Lily. That's good. But remember, it's okay to not be perfect at art. Not everyone is meant to be an artist. A chill ran down Lily's spine. I know that, but it's about expression, about feeling. It doesn't need to be perfect. Her voice wavered, revealing the storm of emotions beneath her composed exterior. Is it something you really want, Lily? her mother asked, sincerity woven into her words. I think so, Lily murmured, her heart racing. Was she ready to embrace this new identity? Before her mother could respond, Jake piped up, Can I help too? I can draw. I can draw dinosaurs. Lily chuckled, momentarily distracted from her worries as she imagined her little brother with a tiny apron, splashing paint everywhere. The conversation moved on, but uncertainty lingered in Lily's mind. As dinner came to a close, her mother reached across the table, squeezing Lily's hand. Just remember, dear, whatever you choose, we love you. Lily smiled, but doubt clung to her heart. Could she really share more of herself, her passion, with Sarah? Would her family rally behind her dreams or let her down? As she cleaned up after dinner, Lily realized that this decision wasn't just about art. It was about stepping into the unknown, about accepting herself as both a dreamer and a creator. The night deepened, and with each passing hour, she felt the weight of her mother's words, a mix of comfort and pressure. As she settled into bed, she opened her sketchbook, staring at the empty pages where two souls had begun to craft their story together. Could this collaboration change everything? Tomorrow would decide if she would take that leap or if she would let fear win again. Morning sunlight streamed through Lily's window, casting a warm glow over her sketchbook. The blank pages stared back at her, filled with potential waiting to burst into life. As she reluctantly swung her legs over the side of her bed, her thoughts drifted back to the conversation at dinner. What if it feels different today? She whispered to herself, pushing through her uncertainty. She wanted to say yes to Sarah, to embrace this chance to be bold and unapologetically herself. Today, she would meet Sarah after school, and the mere thought exhilarated her. Lily rushed through her morning routine, breakfast a blur of cereal and Jake's chatter about dinosaurs once again. Lily, can we make a T-Rex that can stand on one leg? He asked, wide-eyed with excitement. Of course. A super-balanced T-Rex. She replied, her heart warming at the idea of creating with Jake. After a quick kiss goodbye and a promise to draw later, she stepped outside into the cool morning air, her heart racing against the pulse of anticipation. She mentally rehearsed what she would tell Sarah. Would she dive right into their concepts for the fair, or would she share her doubts too? The thought lingered, but before she could dwell on it, she headed toward the school bus, breathing in the familiar smells of autumn leaves and opening front doors. The day stretched before her, blending classes and lunches, a maze of faces and whispers. But in every recess, Lily's mind danced with plans. One moment stood out, however. During art class, while they sketched, she caught sight of Ms. Hawthorne observing her from across the room. There was intrigue in the teacher's gaze, a silent nudge that pushed Lily to dig deeper into her creative self. Lily, I love that you're exploring shapes like this, Ms. Hawthorne remarked as she approached. Don't be afraid to express your ideas. Art is about freedom, just like you told your mom. Her words landed softly in Lily's heart. Thanks, Ms. Hawthorne. I'm trying to. She paused, internally debating whether to mention Sarah. But before she could, the bell rang, and the moment slipped away. After school, a wave of nerves washed over her as she met Sarah at the park. The sun dipped low, painting everything in gold, and there, amidst the laughter of children, she found Sarah sitting cross-legged with her sketchbook open. Hey, Lily. I thought we could brainstorm today, Sarah said, her eyes sparkling. I brought some ideas for our project. Lily felt her stomach flutter. In that instant, all the fears that churned in her mind erupted in joyous anticipation. They spent the afternoon throwing around ideas, sketching, and laughing. Sarah's energy was contagious. Together they envisioned an interactive art piece that invited the community to engage with their emotions. Imagine a wall where people can leave messages about what they're feeling, Sarah suggested, animatedly waving her hands. We can paint it bright colors. It'll be like we're creating a canvas of voices. Lily nodded vigorously, her excitement bubbling over. But as they talked, a hesitant thought crept back in. What would her mother say? Would her family think this was all too much? Lily? Sarah's voice pulled her from her worry spiral. Are you in this with me? Because I can feel you holding back. Lily's heart raced, but it was Sarah's plea that struck a chord. I want to be, she stammered. I'm just scared of what others might think. Sarah placed a reassuring hand on Lily's shoulder. You can't let fear keep your voice quiet. We can support each other. In that moment, clarity washed over Lily. This was more than just art. This was about friendship, connection, and finding strength in vulnerability. As sunset edged in, soft shadows wrapped around them. Lily took a deep breath, ready to embrace the leap. Let us do it. Let us share our ideas and create something beautiful, she smiled, a new determination rising within her. But as they walked home together, Lily couldn't shake off the knot in her stomach. What if sharing their project led to criticism? Could she really face the world beyond her fears? Would her family surprise her, or would they pull her back? Tomorrow would reveal if she was strong enough to break free. The morning air was crisp, a fresh start to a day charged with promise. Lily sat at her kitchen table, a bowl of untouched cereal in front of her. Today was different. She could feel it in her bones, like the days when the clouds cleared and the sun peeked through. Her palms were clammy against her sketchbook, filled with sketches and scribbled ideas, but there was something more there now, a purpose. Lily, are you okay? Her mom's gentle voice broke the silence, pulling Lily from her thoughts. You're awfully quiet this morning. Just thinking about school, Lily replied, forcing her lips into a smile. I'm excited about art class today. Her mom raised an eyebrow but smiled back. Art is important, sweetheart. Just remember, it's about what's in your heart, not what others think. With those words echoing in her mind, Lily made her way to school. The familiar sights came into view: the big oak tree, the shimmering blue swing set, the laughter of her classmates. Yet, a weight pressed on her chest. How would she share her ideas with the class? Was she really ready to put herself out there? Art class came too quickly and too slowly all at once. As the bell rang, Lily squared her shoulders and took a seat beside Sarah. The chatter around them buzzed with excitement, energy radiating from every corner of the room. Miss Hawthorne stood at the front, her bright scarf swaying as she spoke about the upcoming art fair. Today we'll be brainstorming our group projects, she said, her tone encouraging. Remember, the beauty of art is in the expression. Share your heart openly. There's no wrong way to create. Lily glanced at Sarah. They exchanged a glance full of unspoken support, a silent pact that encapsulated their budding friendship. As the room began to fill with ideas, Lily felt something shift inside her. Each voice brought a wave of courage, pushing down her doubts. What if we set up a wall where people can leave their fears? What if, instead of just their feelings, they leave behind their dreams too? Sarah's voice rang out, vivid and clear as she shared. It ignited something within Lily. I love that. Lily blurted out, her voice steady for the first time. We could provide different colors for different emotions. Imagine how lively it will be. It'll become a vibrant tapestry of voices. A few heads turned, and Lily's confidence flared. The room began to swim with her spark. She could feel the warmth bloom in her chest, thawing the frosty doubt that had threatened to freeze her enthusiasm. Sarah beamed at her, and Lily could see the reflection of excitement in her friend's eyes. They spent the rest of the class pulsating with ideas, each suggestion empowering the other like a beautifully synchronized dance. As the bell rang again, signaling the end of the class, Lily felt invincible. She was ready, willing to share her story, her voice. Walking home, as she replayed the day, a nagging thought surfaced: what if her mom didn't understand? With each step, doubt cast shadows across her excitement. She shook her head, determined to push it aside. But deep inside, as she turned the corner towards home, questions buzzed louder than ever. Would she truly be able to take that leap? Was the strength she felt in class real, or just a sweet illusion that would fade? Tomorrow loomed ahead, a chance to face her fears, but would she find the courage, or would the doubts claw their way back and pull her down? Lily's heart raced as she thought of the art fair. It was closer than ever, and she wondered what would her family think when they saw her art? Would it be acceptance or rejection that awaited her? Lily woke up the next morning, her heart thumping with a mix of excitement and anxiety. Today was the day. She could hardly contain the thoughts racing through her mind about the art fair. The image of her colorful wall took shape in her imagination, each color like a burst of laughter, a sigh of relief, or a whispered dream. She flipped open her sketchbook, hoping to add a few more ideas, but the pages seemed blank, mirroring her swirling uncertainties. Her breakfast felt sluggish as she pushed the food around her plate, lost in the weight of her worries. Would her classmates like her work? What if she looked foolish? Deep breaths, honey. Her mom called from the adjoining room, bringing her back to the moment. You've got this. Just be yourself. Lily sensed the warmth behind her mom's voice, yet the tiny flicker of fear tightened her chest. She reluctantly left the house, the vibrant colors in her mind a stark contrast to the gray skies looming above. Each step towards school felt heavier than the last, like carrying the weight of the world on her small shoulders. When she arrived, she spotted Sarah at the entrance, her smile breaking through the overcast gloom. Hey, are you ready for this? I think so, Lily responded, trying to match Sarah's energy, but feeling a knot of worry settle in her stomach. Don't overthink it. We're doing this together, remember? Sarah's voice was bright and unwavering. It made Lily take a breath, reminding her of the unspoken pact formed in art class. As they entered their classroom, the buzz of excitement enveloped them, the chatter piercing through the thick wall of doubt wrapping around Lily's heart. She could see Miss Hawthorne at the front, arranging supplies, her enthusiastic demeanor contagious. All right, my artists. Today, we'll start setting up for the fair. Miss Hawthorne beamed. Let your voices be heard through your art. Lily felt the spark in her heart ignite, momentarily pushing back the shadows of uncertainty. The day unfolded with laughter and creativity as her classmates busily worked on their projects, each more colorful than the last. Lily, come look at this. Sarah called, waving her over. A cluster of classmates were gathered around Sarah's canvas, which displayed the concept of their wall of fears and dreams. Wow, it's amazing! Lily shouted, more enthusiastic than she felt before. Watch, Sarah said, her eyes bright with exhilaration. She took a deep breath and began painting vibrant brushstrokes on the canvas, bold hues of blue and green intertwining beautifully. Without thinking, spirit bubbling within her, Lily picked up a brush and joined Sarah, letting her own colors blend into the mix. As she painted, the laughter of her peers and the rhythm of the brushes together created a harmony that seeped into her bones. But as they worked, doubt crept back. What if her colors weren't enough? What if she ruined their masterpiece? Swallowing hard, she reminded herself of Ms. Hawthorne's words, "The beauty of art is in the expression." Hey, Sarah, Lily whispered, hesitating. What if it's not good enough? Sarah paused and looked straight at her. Lily, it's not about being the best. It's about being brave enough to share what's in your heart. You've got to let your colors shine. With that simple yet powerful statement, a wave of warmth washed over Lily. She realized that any fear she felt was just the shadow of a stepping stone. The bell rang, signaling the end of the day, and with it, the reality of the fair closing in. She felt a mix of dread and bravery swirling inside her. Walking home, anticipation bubbled within her. Could she truly show everyone her art? Would the world see her colors? As she approached her front door, Lily paused. What if the day would define her not just as an artist, but as a person? Would the leap she was about to take bring her acceptance or another layer of doubt? Tomorrow would reveal more than just art would. It was her heart stepping out into the world for the first time. Would it soar or falter? The morning of the art fair arrived with a cheerfulness that seemed to clash with the storm brewing inside Lily. The sun poured through her window, painting stripes of light across her room, and for a moment, she felt a flicker of hope. Today was the day. She slipped into a soft sweater, the fabric wrapping around her like a gentle hug, but as she stood in front of the mirror, doubt crept in again. Is this really me? She murmured, tracing the outline of her reflection. Just then, her mom knocked and peeked in. How is my artist doing? Lily forced a smile. I'm ready. Ready to shine. Her mom encouraged, radiating positivity. That warmth helped Lily take a deep breath, but as they drove to school, The weight of the world settled back on her shoulders. She stared out the window, watching the familiar trees blur past. Each one swayed in the wind, as if whispering secrets of resilience and courage. When she arrived at school, the festive atmosphere overwhelmed her. Colorful banners hung everywhere, and the sound of laughter mingled with the chirp of excitement in the air. Students darted around, securing their art pieces and discussing their inspirations. Lily's heart raced. "Let us find our spot," Sarah called, bounding towards the back of the gym where the art fair was set up. Lily followed, her mind whirling with what-ifs. What if they didn't like her colors? What if no one noticed her work among the vibrant displays all around? "Look at this," Sarah shouted, pointing at a large mural that showcased vivid emotions expressed through different landscapes. "It's stunning." Lily nodded, forcing herself to engage, but her mind was elsewhere. When it was time to set up their wall of fears and dreams, fear gripped her once more. What if exposing her art meant exposing her vulnerabilities? As they placed their pieces on the wall, Lily could feel the anticipation building. Peers gathered around, chatting, laughing, pointing to various artworks. She tried to ignore the knots twisting in her stomach. "Lily, look at this one." A girl named Jenna waved her over to a canvas filled with swirls of orange and yellow, the embodiment of hope. "I love this. That's amazing," Lily exclaimed, genuinely captivated. Around her, compliments were flowing like the colors on the canvas, yet she remained paralyzed before her own piece, afraid to let anyone in. "Ready?" Sarah asked, her voice steady. Maybe, Lily, you have to believe in yourself," Sarah urged. "Remember what we talked about? Share your heart." As the crowd thickened, excitement and nerves swelled together. Taking a deep breath, Lily stepped forward. She cleared her throat, the words hesitating on the tip of her tongue. This is my piece." She raised her voice, trying to drown out her fears. "It's called The Colors of Courage." Students turned, glancing at her wall and the art that represented not just her journey, but her hopes and fears. Suddenly, a wave of recognition washed over her. The bright hues and chaotic brushstrokes spoke louder than her nervous voice. Gasping, she saw Sarah smiling and her friends clapping enthusiastically, but just as warmth filled her chest, it was interrupted by the loudest cheer she had ever heard. She spun around to see Ms. Hawthorne, beaming at the corner of the gym. "Can I get everyone's attention?" she boomed, the room quieting instantly. "We have an artist here who reminds us all why we create, because art is about sharing our truths and being brave." At that moment, Lily felt a surge of something she had never quite experienced before, a blend of pride and relief. And as her eyes scanned the crowd, searching for a familiar face, she caught her mom's gaze. It was filled with love and encouragement, a silent "you've got this" shining through, but just as the applause rang out, a trembling voice spoke from the back of the room. It was Jenna again. "Lily, how did you find the courage to put so much of yourself into your art?" Her heart raced anew. The question lingered in the air, promising to unlock even more hidden truths. Lily took a breath, feeling the raw energy of the moment. She wasn't just an artist today, she was a storyteller. And the true story was just beginning. Lily stood before the crowd, her heart a wild drumbeat in her chest. The warmth of their applause wrapped around her like a cozy blanket, but within her a storm brewed. Nerves, excitement, and the sweet taste of freedom. She had stepped forward, and the walls that had confined her for so long began to crumble. "Art is about storytelling," she said, her voice trembling but steady. "It's about sharing who you are, what you feel. I painted the colors of courage because, well, it's not just about me. It's about all of us, our fears, our dreams, and the beauty in embracing both." With each word, she felt lighter. Glancing at Sarah, she found her friend nodding encouragingly, and it sparked a confidence she didn't know she possessed. "I used to think I needed to hide away my dreams," Lily continued, her eyes sweeping across the audience. "But here I am, standing tall, trying to be brave enough to share them. I want everyone to know that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be different. Art can connect us all." A hush fell over the room, and even the laughter softened as students absorbed her words. Their expressions mirrored her belief. Art was magic, and it flowed through all of them. Then, something unexpected happened. A familiar voice rose from the crowd, breaking the spell. "You've got this, Lily." It was Jake, her little brother, bouncing on his toes, his mismatched shoes creating a cheerful rhythm. The entire room chuckled, and laughter rippled through the air, dispelling the tension around her. In that moment, Lily felt it unconditional support. "I'm doing this for you too, buddy," she shouted back, a radiant smile breaking through her nervousness. Her heart swelled with hope as she realized that her brother, her family, and her friends were right there at her side, cheering her on. With the crowd on her side, she took a breath, the echoes of doubt fading like shadows in the sunlight. "Let us create something beautiful together," she declared, her voice ringing clear. "This wall of fears and dreams? It belongs to all of us. Let us fill it with what we feel, who we are, and what we dare to hope for." As she stepped back, students began to gather around the canvas. They grabbed paintbrushes, markers, and spray cans, their expressions a mix of excitement and eagerness. Lily watched in awe as colors exploded across the wall, messy and vibrant, their voices turned to art before her eyes. And amidst the chaos, something beautiful blossomed: connection, creativity, empowerment. Soon, Jenna approached, her expression softening as she painted alongside Lily and Sarah. "This is incredible," she said. "I'm sorry for not understanding before about what art means to you." And just like that, Lily saw another bridge being built, not just for herself but for everyone around them. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, painting the room with a golden hue, Lily realized this was her moment, the beginning of something special. With Sarah by her side, they laughed and painted, daydreams spilling onto the wall, and Lily's earlier fears began to unravel. Each brushstroke breathed glowing life into the canvas and into her soul. The day melted into evening, and soon the air was filled with the scent of popcorn, laughter, and celebration. It felt like a family reunion, even the teasing. No one cared that she came to the fair shoeless. They only saw her heart. They saw her courage. As parents began to arrive to pick up their kids, Lily's mom pushed through the crowd, her face radiating a combination of admiration and pride. "I'm so proud of you, Lily," she exclaimed, her voice warm. "Tonight, you've led the way. You've shown everyone how brave it is to share your heart." Lily glanced at Sarah, who smiled back, eyes sparkling with camaraderie. This was it. This was what it meant to be seen, to let her authentic self shine through. Shoeless or not. As the evening came to a close, the wall was now a vibrant tapestry of emotions filled with dreams in every language and color imaginable. Lily knew, deep down, it was just the beginning of her journey. She had not only painted her own truth, but had ignited hope in the hearts of others too. Tears of joy blurred her vision as she realized this was a moment she would cherish forever. "Thank you all for being my inspiration," she whispered, voice cracking with emotion. "Thank you for believing in courage." With a beautiful smile, she spread her arms, feeling as if she had finally arrived at a place that felt like home, and as her heart filled with joy, she held on to the knowledge that true happiness is about embracing each moment, about sharing the fears and dreams that connect us all. This was the beautiful, messy reality of her art and life, a celebration of everything she was becoming. Remember, friends, this is the moment to show your support for Lily's journey. You need to subscribe now to the channel to not miss the next exclusive stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and help spread the joy. Comment your reactions and feelings about the ending. Share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. Don't wait, not even one more second. Your connection will help create more beautiful stories.